2, 1. Hello, my name is Samantha Poole, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on the obsessive and harmonious passions and their impact on the emotions of athletes. So, to introduce the topic, harmonious is a choice to place. Harmonious and obsessive are two different types of passions that are used to determine the focus of different players. So, harmonious is a person with a more harmonious passion. They typically have a choice on what sport they play, while obsessive has more of a internal or external pressure to play. And the passion scale is pretty much used to determine which passionate individual is. So the passion scale was created by Valorand in 2003, and according to Chul from the University of Kyung Hee, it is on a scale from 1 to 14, 1 through 7 being obsessive, and 8 through 14 being harmonious. And also according to Chul, participants are asked to rate multiple segments from agree to disagree. And according to Valorant, the questions that the participants would normally be asked would be based on what sport they play or what activity they participate in. And it would normally be about a 10 question survey. So, someone with a more harmonious passion, they have more of a positive influence. And according to Schellenberg from the University of Germany, the sport is a significant but not overpowering part of the athlete's life. And they tend to be better team players with less burnout, and they're just generally happier. Someone with a more harmonious passion tend to be a better athlete because they are in it for their reasons and their reasons only, and they are not being pushed into it. So, an obsessive passion and someone with a more obsessive passion, they are more of an individual player, and according to Charon, they're pretty much the whole personality, and they are more likely to burn out. To burn out means that the player loses the mental and physical drive to play the sport, and this can be caused from one or two ways. Either one, the player is just tired of the sport, or two, due to external pressure, they fizzle out. Normally with obsessive players, according to Chul, the players tend to have obsessive parents who are attempting to live vicariously through their child. So this can lead to many mental problems and can just end up leaving the child with nothing left if they end up leaving the sport. So, some examples of what having an obsessive mindset can do. So there was a famous tennis player in the 1970s named Bjorn. Bjorn was from Italy, and he was a six-time straight champion of tennis. And he was actually named Player of the Year in 1977, but for some reason he left the sport. And later in a documentary in 1983, it was revealed that he had a burnout due to mental and outside pressure. Many knew Bjorn to push himself so hard because he thought that he was not the best, and he was trying to be the best. And a person with a more obsessive mindset, they're trying so hard to be the best that sometimes they can burn themselves out. Another interesting example of obsessive is Michael Jordan. While Michael Jordan is a good example of a successful obsessive, sometimes he pushed too hard to win. One major example that no one has heard of is in his book Driven from Within in 2005. He wrote about a point during a practice where one of his teammates was not going as fast and they were defending him too hard, and he got mad and he punched a teammate. He was also known to try to do everything to win in little competitions like checkers or stuff, and he was just overall a very obsessive person. So, in conclusion, Someone with a more harmonious passion typically have a better turnout mentally and career-wise. They statistically, according to Tool, they have less burnout and they are typically a better team player. While someone with a more obsessive passion normally they are more individual and they are more focused, but they tend to practice more rigorously. AKA Michael Jordan, even after he did not make his basketball team his sophomore year of high school, he thanked his strong practice regime and long hours put in that was to get him through the varsity team. And obsessive players normally have a more easier burnout due to the external and internal pressures that they tend to have. And that is my presentation. Thank you for watching, and